Kenyatta International Convention Center. The event has been organized by the Kenya Tourism Board. Let's just cross over there live to see what's happening. Our reporter Jimmy Mbogo is there. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, Fatia. Of course, it's quite a busy day here at the KICC, as you rightfully said. This is the third edition of the East Africa Regional Tourism Expo that is going on. And of course, it brings together stakeholders from across the 7 countries in the region and also major tourism boards from these countries, just to try and bring them and also try and explore some of the options that the region has to offer. But also some of the new participants this year, we have the likes of South Africa, we have the likes of Seychelles also participating in this expo this year. So it has been quite a busy one, and I'm currently joined by the CEO of the Kenya Tourism Board, that is John Chirchir, who to help us understand we understand that we have about over 300 participants or exhibitors this year showcasing some of this. And of course, you will remember that the biggest conversation in the tourism space has been how do we harness the strength of the different aspects of the region to be able to sell East Africa as one market. Well, John, thanks so much for making time to speak to us, and of course quite a successful event for the last 3 days. So what we want you to help us understand first of all is this time we have participants from other regions. We're talking about South Africa, we're talking about the likes of Namibia and Seychelles also taking part in this. What does this mean for the expo?
Thank you so much, Bwana Mbogo, and good morning, viewers. We are here at KICC, where we have the East Africa Regional Tourism Expo. It's that time that it's happening in Africa. It's a platform that provides the East African travel, tourism and hospitality sector an opportunity to market themselves within the region. So the East Africa Regional Tourism Expo has brought all these exhibitors from the 7 East Africa Community 7 member states. And this is exciting because it provides an opportunity to show the power of the region, given that as East Africa, there is integration happening. The identity of East Africa actually is powerful because it's one people, one destiny, one destination with respect to tourism. So it gives a powerful brand for the region to powerfully project itself to the international community, to Africa, really leveraging on inter-African travel. There's Africa Free Trade Area coming up, and there's vast opportunity. We have a population of 1.4 billion in Africa, but only 38 million are traveling outside. So we are saying, yes, this is an opportunity to grow, and what best rather than to start here at home within the East Africa region. So the Expo provides opportunity for the exhibitors to really showcase what is best in the region powerfully, whether it's airline connectivity, whether it's accommodation providers and services, whether it is national parks and reserves, and even signature experiences that have been developed across the region to the international community, to the travel partners outside Kenya internationally. They seek such travel packages, offers that are really current, that are powerful and are compelling to their consumers. So what we are happy now is that today, the 310 exhibitors here are meeting with also 110 hosted buyers that we've brought to be able to meet with them and showcase the best of East Africa, to package offers that will going back to sell not only within Africa but internationally. We also have about 400 trade visitors who have come, counties as well, tourism boards from 10 countries. So you see, it's a big opportunity for people seeking to create and nurture travel. And what better place to be than here at the Kenya International Conference Center for the magical Kenya Travel Expo, and more powerfully, the East Africa Regional Tourism Expo.
All right, so John, of course, the other conversation that has dominated the tourism space is, for instance, getting a tourism visa that cuts across the East African region. How far are those conversations, and how soon can this be a reality?
Currently, we have a single visa to 3 countries, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. There have been conversations even within this forum, within the 3 days, of a visa that covers the 7 East Africa member states. But also, we know of the current conversation of really visa-free travel within Africa, for which Kenya has alluded to, based on the statement by His Excellency, towards a visa-free Kenya in the near future. We've had also Rwanda come up. So we believe that as a region, soon we'll have more tourism taking place because of ease of access, either as a single visa, which allows travelers from outside Africa coming into East Africa to take opportunity to visit multiple destinations with one single visa. It is cheaper, it increases access and provides really more opportunity to develop products based on the numbers that will keep up growing.
All right, now, of course, the other thing that most of these tourists have been talking about, and it has been a conversation, particularly in the aviation sector, is when you talk about connectivity, there has been this call to make East Africa an open sky market so that operators within the region can have ease of access to these other countries and to these other destinations. So from where you sit as the tourism board, and I'm sure this is a conversation that you're currently having with your counterparts, how soon are we going to realize this? And then what is the net effect of that in terms of attracting tourists into the region?
As you know, the vision for Africa is actually to have an Africa that is one, an Africa that is united. And East Africa community shows really there's borderless nations where people travel, do commerce, do retail, have investment, thriving because of people integrating. So travel and tourism bring people close together. And my belief is in the near future, we will have most of these barriers removed. We are already seeing connectivity increasing within Africa because of the huge potential that they exist, both in tourism because we have products that are being developed. We are the last frontier, in my opinion, to be developed. So in terms of arrivals, we are expecting much more. So in terms of open skies, yes, there are discussions. There are airlines that are seeking for rights to have more frequencies, to access more destinations, and those are conversations that between the Ministry of Transport that are going on with the airlines. But we are supportive to see more airlines coming. Recently, we received Indigo earlier in the year. We're also seeing frequencies increasing. We have Fly Dubai going into the course from beginning of the next year. So in the future for really airline increase into Kenya, specifically Nairobi and the coast, continues to grow. But beyond that, we are seeing creativity in terms of really connecting destinations, Kenya and Uganda. We are seeing Mombasa coming up as a destination connecting to Uganda because of the market potential that is there. Ugandans are traveling into Kenya, Kenyans are traveling into Uganda. So we believe the affordable travel through air connectivity will continue to increase. But beyond that, I would like to say that Kenya has great infrastructure. If you look at road network in rural areas, connecting between urban areas and cities, we have great network. And all these speak to the potential of growing tourism products, not only within the known areas, but also now with less known areas in the counties. And I really would like to thank the governors because of the effort that is being put, not only to map opportunities that exist within the county governments, but also seeing investors being invited and being given facilitation to develop those areas. And that's where we are seeing tourism as a key driver of economic development, not only from the tourism sector perspective, but driving across the board. So the future is bright. International arrivals are going to be great. I see that vision. But also domestic tourism is powerful. What you should know is that about 60% of the earnings in tourism are contributed from domestic travelers. And after COVID, we really knew how important this segment is, not as a fallback, but as central to our tourism marketing, to our tourism development. And really the regional aspect is even more powerful that they support and because of affordability and ease of access. And the day before yesterday, the chief guest at the opening ceremony did launch the East African tourism plan, which is Visit East Africa, Feel the Vibe. And that is the conversation now we'll be picking up, seeing how to position Kenya powerfully within that brand and within the context of East Africa community.
All right. So, John, I know we have about 2 minutes, and of course, speaking of that, on that issue of connectivity, just yesterday we saw our very own Jumbo Jet launching a direct flight from Mombasa to Zanzibar, and I'm sure that is going to increase in terms of traffic coming into the country. Now, there's the question of collaboration within the region in terms of the offerings that we currently have across Kenya, Tanzania, and when we look at other markets such as South Africa, we have sort of similar offerings. So how then do we harness the collaborative nature of the region to make sure that we do not only sell Kenya, if it's in terms of wildlife, if it's in terms of the coastal culture, how do we then partner with other states to make sure that we attract even more visitors? In about a minute.
Thank you so much. What a current question you've asked. First, in the context of international arrivals, Africa received between 3 to 5%. That is a very small share. So as much as we are competing as destinations, attracting people who have interest in the products that we have, we also need to check where we are. So we are at that point where we are saying we are more powerful going together with a diversified product that is powerful as an East African brand. And that's why now the brand was launched. And going forward, we are going to utilize that brand. So we are moving away from competition to where we are collaborating in our marketing. Kenya having the very best, South Africa or even the East Africa community showcasing itself powerfully within the international community that is travel and bringing out the very best. That way we are able to attract more, whether it is airlines, cruise ships, attracting various diverse types of consumers to come to our region. And that is the opportunity there is. And that speaks to why we have the East Africa Regional Expo, that we are going together in this as one destination powerfully rather than in a small way and competing within a very small share. So here we are growing the tourism cake and tourism earning and tourism profits to come back for the benefit of our people as well.
All right, John, thank you very much. And of course, we know we're fast running out of time, but we'll be looking also just at the return on investment for the exhibitors who've taken part of during this expo. So Fatia, there you have it. And of course, the very magical Kenya logo there, of course, characterizing the sites that you will be seeing when you walk into the KICC, and our very own national carrier, that is the Kenya Airways. Also one of the exhibitors here just trying to give you options. So in the event that Fatia, maybe you might want to travel, book a holiday, I think you know where to go to be able to get different options and different offers. But we'll be here, we'll be trying to speak to, we understand that the CS for that is tourism, Dr. Alfred Mutua, will be making his way here. We understand that his counterparts from South Africa are also in the country, and we'll try and see which one among them will we be able to speak to, just to be able to understand how is the market shaping out. You will remember this was one of the markets that was largely affected during COVID. We see a number of layoffs in different sectors, from the tourism, from the drivers to